All right. Hey, welcome. And at least from my end of it, good afternoon. uh, it's actually interesting getting early. Uh, might actually do this a little more often. If I, as long as I have like days where I know I'm not gonna have to do anything. Might actually get to you know, because I know there's a lot of people who follow my streams that when I'm streaming late, they don't get to be on. So if I could alternate between like afternoon streams and night ones, the people who can be here during the nighttime because they're up late can, you know, watch those live. And then the ones who can't be up late can at least catch me and ask me stuff for, the afternoon streams. Get a good balance of time. And I mean, if I get interrupted to if I have to go do something, I'll go for a break. And if I feel that it took too long for that break, uh, I'll I'll just end there. Uh, but yeah, well, I'm in a situation to figure it out as I go.
Hi. Yeah, I'm
Hi.
back.
Yep. Welcome back. What do you have to say?
I was like getting, had a drink and all.
Yep.
Uh, Chat. My current situation here, my house traps heat and I checked the thermostat. It said it was 82 Fahrenheit, 82 Fahrenheit indoors.
E.
Yeah, it's hot.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a little bit behind the scenes just to explain your situation. So if like why you need certain things, understandable. Again, we can always hope for the situations of the kayfabe blending with the reality, but for now we have what we have. Cause trust me, uh, there'd be a lot of easier steps for that. There's still a lot to be set up. A lot of universal balances to be made. But yeah, just glad to be doing my stream in a time where it feels right. But yeah, it's been a decent day overall. But yeah, I can tell you the blends of in lore and behind the scenes. I'm very aware of it. For me, if I have my AC on for too long, it gets super cold. Like, everything's got some power behind it. Which I deduce that means that in my actual lore, that thing puts out some cold. Don't put a person too close to it while it's on. They'll freeze to death. That's why right now I don't have it on, because I need my room of how well insulated it is. I need it to get back up to a certain temperature. Okay. Yeah, feel free to lurk. That's fine. They're just kind of chilling. Oh yeah, absolutely. I always make sure I have water with me. Because the worst thing you need on your hands is a dehydrated giantess. E. So yeah, it's great. But yeah, we figure stuff out. But yeah, I'll probably have my AC back on tonight once I get the room back up to warmer temp. I think it puts out has some power. Doesn't hurt that my room is like super insulated. But that's the problem about something that's super insulated. If it gets too hot, it'll stay that hot. If it's too cold, it'll stay that way for a long while. So it's not having the AC on all day or having it off all day. No, it's the back and forth between on and off. The basic temperature regulation.
And all I can say is, right now, really only the AC downstairs works effectively, so hopefully it picks up the slack.
Yeah. Again, as long as you can direct the air. Like, I've had air conditioners that are like blow freezing cold air, but it's only got enough oomph to have it like right in front of the AC. The one I have installed right now, which would be stage left, Gyaru side there, in one of the windows. That thing blows some air and it's got some power. But the thing is, I'll walk into my room like, this is too cold. It's the kind of thing where at full power you could see someone like Gyaru would be like in a winter coat. and then to step outside, stripping down to a bikini, because that's how much disparity between one side of the door to the other is. It'll be freezing cold in here, and then super hot and humid. Although I think right now, where I am, it's actually kind of mild. Summer temperatures in the northern hemisphere, especially above the Mason-Dixon line, is kind of it's a mixed bag. One day you'll have the super hot, like can't stand it, and then the next day it'll be like, oh, this is great. Just out of fucking nowhere. Hell, those temps can happen in the same day. Like a humid high of 80 to a not very humid 70 or something. The only thing I've never seen, but I've heard has happened before, is snow in the middle of summer. Like, what kind of temperatures? Is it, like, what situations have to happen to make it snow in the middle of hecking July? Like, that stuff's supposedly in the southern hemisphere of the Earth right now. While we're getting the warmer temperatures above the equator, below that's supposed to be getting like their winter weather because it's the opposite side. The tilt is the other way. It is what it is. Hey. I just love the relaxing stream.
Dehydration detected.
Thank you.
It's summer. We need it.
Yeah.
I'm fine.
Yeah. I would hope you were. Because, you know, it's not just about taking care of me, but also taking care of you.
Yeah, no.
So yeah, I'm excited to get out more manga panels made with Koikatsu and a combination of Ibis Paint on my phone and GIMP Paint on my PC. I'm actually learning like all the selection stuff I thought I couldn't do, like the square and circle selection. Yeah, I can do the Nibus. I just need to use a selection layer that it gives me at the top. But yeah, I'm learning so much. So I can make more creative images. Although I do like my most recent one. Instead of it being like normal manga and comics with like the text bubbles, I just put little blocks on the sides of each image like a text chat, which is very reminiscent of well, normal text messengers, of course. You know, Discord threads, AOL lobbies, but also a more modern thing like the AI chatbots. You know, like the who's speaking and what they're saying. But yeah, let's go with the older model. It's like a MSN or AOL text chat. God. Eesh. But I mean, an even more obvious thing would be more like a Twitch chat. But instead of usernames, it's the person's actual name. Because you see, you have the name there, little dots, and then what they said. Like, I do like the text chat format for conversations in manga. Mostly because if I fudge up the text bubbles and I make the things too small for the bubbles, you can't fit too much in a certain text bubble, because when places like Discord compresses the image, you can't read what it says. But if I make it like a text chat sidebar, I can make sure everything's regulated in size. I can make sure everything's, you know, limit the verboseness of certain characters. Or in some cases, just let everything they say take up the whole box. Just as long as it can be read. But yeah, I kind of like making the Koikatsu images, and just it's a good way to bring my lore out, get a good story going for this alternate universe. Although for now it only encompasses as an AU of Chirinokoi. But I mean, I do have plans of adding 2 other sets of characters for my own AU from other series, because they fit the story I want to tell, not just so I can, like, I'm not, like, I like the characters, don't get me wrong, but they need to exist to fit the narrative. But not in the way the original authors intended. Like, there are some similarities, but I mean, multiverse is weird that way. that you can have a character, you know what, it'll be fine. They're probably gonna be introduced for my thing in a little while. I mean, my character Doseki's been interacting with them a while. Lore-wise, we've been kind of chatting about that. You know, the IRL person behind Doseki. That we've set it to be that he's been associating as friends with Kirigaya Kazuto, also known as Kirito. So that kind of dragged Sword Art into our lore. But things didn't quite happen the same way as Sword Art Online. Because similar to how in Marvel, there are Marvel comics, and things don't play out quite the same as, you know, the real Marvel superheroes. So, yes, this Kirito would know of Sword Art Online, the anime, but maybe didn't believe that it could actually happen. And in some cases, it doesn't happen exactly like the anime. Just, you know, those scenarios where you see something happen and you're like, this is vaguely similar to this. Like, the old truth is stranger than fiction stuff. Like, heck, I've had that happen in my life in a lot of cases. And I don't mean just this giant thing. I mean, before then, like, oh, this plot is happening here, and then something comes along and is like, huh, this is vaguely similar to this. I mean, there's a lot of stories playing out that are like that right now that aren't really stuff I want to talk about. But yeah. Reality and fiction draw parallels with each other. So I'm gonna keep, like, my lore exists for a reason. There are certain things that connect. Like, there's a lot of multiversal stuff I could go ham on, but I'm focusing on this one because it's simple, and the only reason certain things exist from other medias, but in a different light, is just because, you know, logic to the lore. It fills in some holes that are necessary.
Exactly.
Certain characters that, I mean, right now in lore, me and Blaze here aren't really associated with, like, the Sword Art crew that much because we're busy playing a game that isn't even part of the Seed, which would be Kamen Rider Online. And the person who is currently turning that Kamen Rider game into an indie thing because the company allowed her the permissions is Gary over here, while she's developing a separate game entirely. So yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff. Although I keep saying it wrong, it's Kamen Riders with a Z, but that's because it doesn't sound right to me. But I mean, I get why they put the Z, because Kamen Rider seems a bit generic. It's the Z being riders is supposed to draw attention. And then that's interesting concepts. That's all I'm saying. But I've got little peeks at Gyaru's upcoming project. And it's looking good. It's, but yeah, I'm not, like, I wasn't really too fond of Full Dive in the first place. But, you know, Gyaru introduced me to it a little while ago so that I could do normal stuff. Like, my very first thing on Full Dive was just my Biodroid to be normal size every once in a while. And then this lovely little bioengineer went and did the reverse so that my lovey here could be my size. But, that's being borrowed by someone else now. It is what it is. Anyways, Gyaru's got many irons in the fire. She's planning on, making one for Umagi. All kinds of stuff. Like, there's a lot of lore depth going on, and it melds so many worlds. Well, the three main that exist as fiction and reality are Shier Nikoi, Why I'm a Giantess, Sword Art Online for Full Dive Source 1, and Bofuri, which is the with the one with Maple, where she raises her defense so she doesn't get hurt. And that's Full Dive Source number 2. Because we couldn't just have, like, that's just marketing lore, that you couldn't just have the like, for Full Dive technology to thrive, you couldn't just have the Nerve gear on the market. There had to be a competitor, one that didn't have Kaiba, Akihiko, and the whole death game bullshit for Sword Art Online. You needed a second one to be, you know, think about it. Nintendo and Sega used to be that way. Xbox and Sony, like, there has to be a competitor. And then you have Gyaru's proprietary tech, which is Secret Third thing. Because every industry has it. There's, like, that's how competition in marketing functions. You have Choice A, which took a massive hit and had to rebrand and redesign, you know, the Nerve gear to the Amnisphere. Then you have Bofuri's Nerve, like, you know, the Full Dive helmet, which was loosely similar to the Nerve gear, but did not hold the dangers. Because if I remember right, that one had a glove peripheral thing that you could, like, move your hands as well, because it would wire your brain to your hands so you could, you know, actually use your hands. I don't know. I'd have to look into Bofuri again, figure out the proprietary lore of that, maybe make some changes in mine. Then there's Gyaru's, which is just kind of a, I call it the Nerve plate or the Nerve mask, similar to the Amnisphere. Gyaru just happened to build mine into my sleep mask. Although that's for Biodroid access. Because, you know, if my family needs me to do chores, if I'm asleep, they just push a button and I wake up in my biodroid instead of in my actual body. That's a pain in the ass sometimes. Woken up from sleep just to be in normal size. Like, go to sleep giant. Like, oh, right. Other side of the road. Biodroid. Chore time. Luckily, it's not a common occurrence. It's just a bit startling when it happens. But yeah, I prefer Gyaru's full dive tech. Although, if lore is to believe, I have a lot ahead of me. I may one day get to test things like the nerve gear. Don't want to think about it. Don't even know if that stuff still works the way it works. Gara said she had one once, just so that, you know, she was part of the beta test for a few games. She's very well versed in stuff. I mean, I think she only beta tests games to see if she can build mods for it. Her and her gamer companion used to build mods for games all the time. Although those two aren't really friends anymore. She still remembers the mods that were made fondly. She mentions that making mods for full dive games is harder than regular games. But if you can accomplish something, it's amazing. But a lot of her stuff, she notices that the way full dive works, you kind of have to build things from the ground up. Like, and I've noticed a lot of coding stuff recently that some mods are just basically like building a new game. I mean, there's a reason a lot of them are called overhaul mods. Because basically, you're just plugging a new game into the previous game's engine. Which reminds me, when I get my new PC, I know what my first November thing will be. I'm gonna do some Skyrim. Those are fun. Those have fun mods. But what I really, really want to play is Fallout 4 again. Like the Depravity mod. It's first of all, it's got a character that's basically Harley Quinn. And then I mean, it's an alternate. Like the best game mods are the ones where you can alter the story, because especially for the Skyrim, the New Life one, because there's only so many times you can put up with the "you're finally awake" blah 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 blah. I mean, the alternate start mod also has that if you really want to. But instead of sitting there for hours at the chopping block creating your character, you create your character first and then start that way. Which makes a bit more sense. But yeah, I like all kinds of games, and really, uh, whether it's games or stories, I think it should be fair game for the readers to interpret the world however they need it to be. Like, it's an author's job to create the tools of the lore, and true art is transformative. Like, if I ever do like make full-on lore stuff, I will mention that in like videos that like SAO belongs to such and such, Shiranokoi belongs to such and such. Well, I can say this: Shiranokoi belongs to Mitagawa Wataru, and don't know what if there's going to be any studios, but I'll definitely point them out, especially because I would love to voice some characters from Shiranokoi if it ever gets an English dub anime. Cherry would be a great one, but I'd really have to get into a headspace for that because she's so like bright, bubbly, and cheery, and my nature is very sardonic and like I could probably voice the sister because she's caring but with like a very sus jaded tone to her. Like Ringo, like she cares for Cherry, but is just kind of like I feel that she's been wronged in her past. I mean, in the manga, she basically gets a little tipsy and goes basically Super Saiyan on anyone who's flirting with Cherry's quote-unquote boyfriend. Like it's crazy, like how, like I think, you know, it's almost the jaded older sister archetype. I mean, there's quite a few characters I'd love to voice for that show anyways. I feel Tsukino is a little too calculated. Hina might be a character to play. She's definitely got the horny down. She's the I can't remember the name of it, like Totsuki or something. Orihime's friend from Bleach who liked to grab the boobs. Like, although in Hina's case it's more boob envy. Like, oh my god, they're massive. I could only imagine having boobs that big. Like, it's interesting. I really do love a lot of lore stuff. Like, first of all, the Bofuri one. I couldn't imagine putting all my starting points in one stat. And in that show, or I guess in my lore as well, like there's people that actually do this. That, like, I can't believe with that it happened 3 times in one party, because Maple puts all hers in defense, and then the twin sisters with the hammers, theirs is all in strength. Like, I couldn't imagine putting every point buy into one stat point. That's crazy. Like that is the wrong way to min-max. I couldn't. Like, I'll usually do the math in my head of with like a point buy system, how many points to make everything even. And then maybe if I have an extra point, or if everything doesn't come out even, I'll remove something or put something in a certain spot that, I feel that I'm not going to use. But I usually try to even things out. Like I pick, at the worst case scenario, I do what they do in Pokemon. I pick 2 stats that I want to max out. And then I'll put more in those 2 stats while trying to keep everything else even. But yeah, if someone said you have this many points and you're gonna be uneven, sometimes I just won't spend the points. I'll just leave it for later use. Unless someone's told me optimal stats to put this in, I usually won't have any disparity. I'll try to keep everything as even as possible until I can't. Because I've noticed most point buy systems in games, they give you just enough to be uneven somewhere. And especially with Pokemon,
Well,
I tend to just go with, so what is this Pokemon good at? And I'll max out those 2 stats. So if I know they're gonna be like, they're meant to be a glass cannon, I'll go attack and speed.
well, usually optimization leads to min-maxing.
Yeah, I know. Again, there's always one stat that's going to be ahead or trail behind. But as I said, I try to keep it more like Pokemon, that I'm not going to favor just one stat. I'm going to pick 2 or 3 to push over the edge.
Which, depending on the system, can actually be impossible.
Right. So, again, if I were to even out Maples, or make her totally broken, perfectly balanced as all things should be, spiffing Brit style, what you do is you cut some of those points that she put in defense, because she put everything in defense. Cut out a quarter of those and put them in agility. Why? So that if she feels she can't truly defend herself, she can run away. Because she put everything in defense, she's as slow as a turtle.
Let's use D&D as an example. I told you this. The class combo she'd be, she'd effectively be slower than the average person.
Yeah.
But not by much.
Right. We've seen this with the whole animated thing, and again, I can talk about this because it's one of those things where in my lore, these events have already happened. Maybe not by much, but they've already happened. That, Maple of Maple Leaf, the retelling of it, that she's she was walking her normal speed, and people who were walking the same normal speed were passing her.
Yeah. Um. Like, thinking how she built herself using D&D terms, if 30 is the base speed,
Uh-huh.
with her negatives and the class combo in mind, she'd have a speed of 25, which isn't bad, but it's below average.
Yeah, you're one block away from moving at normal speed. That's the point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, where everyone else is going their normal speed of 30 across the board, you're just shy of that. So, if you were in a race with someone in a D&D session, like a foot race, and you could only, like, each turn you could only move your speed, the normal person would get ahead of this vitality build very quickly, because those extra 5 feet add up over time.
Because, like, it'd be a case of pure paladin, but strength and dexterity are her lowest stats.
Yep.
But everything else is pretty fine.
Yeah. So let's say, well, you make. Let me get my calculator open. So let's say the race takes 5 turns, right?
Yeah.
25 times 5 is 125. But then you go 30 times 5, and that's 150. They are 25 feet ahead of you at the end of those turns.
And that isn't considering dashing.
Right. That's not considering dashing at all. That for either player.
Just to get ahead, she would need to dash.
Yep. Like that. They are. I mean, technically, for that last one, I think she'd only have to do it once because,
Yeah.
like I finished it. Actually, no, that maybe the last 2 turns because to be like ahead. Because, like, you'd tie with them if you used a dash action on the last turn because the disparity would be a whole movement speed for her.
But with the race that she'd use to produce her proper mechanics, it does have a extra benefit. Climbing on walls and ceilings. So obstacle courses, she's that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
She's slow, but she can just climb.
Right. So if you wanted to make it even footing for the person who is faster, make it a course with rough terrain. Give her a chance to catch up. Yeah. Huh. My ad thing hadn't popped up yet. Oh, that's because I started a wee bit later. That's
Yeah.
right. It should be close to notifying me, though. I mean, if it doesn't, it doesn't, you know? I just like that I'm streaming this early. Means that I'll have I'll have a stream on record, but also be able to do the stuff I want to do tonight, like watch the special Collision and the Impractical Jokers right after. Gonna be a busy night for me. I'm a little worried. It hasn't even given me the warning yet. Oh, 5 minutes, okay. I jumped over to my, admin, so in like 2 minutes it'll alert me, and then I can go to my BRB. Maybe go fill my water up. Cause it's I mean, it's still pretty full, but maybe I'll go grab a snack or something. See what's going on. But yeah, it's tough building a timeline around certain universes, but the fun thing about the universes is like SAO I don't have to worry about, because the creators built out the timeline for me in multiple different alternate universes anyways, so I have a bunch to pick and choose from, because the games aren't very connected to the actual anime continuity, and there are things that happen in the games that don't happen in the anime and vice versa, so I kind of have to build the narrative between video game and anime to make the pure reality. And I think that's why a reality where Sword Art actually happens, you wouldn't know it, because you wouldn't know where the lore was coming from. And sometimes it's neither. Sometimes it's the secret third thing of, well, these clash, but I need this piece and that piece from that, so we're gonna make up our own idea to make it fit. Like, I try to keep birthdays because, I mean, the time frame just fits. Also, it's to make sure that all the users are above 18 for when Gyara's game hits, because the game is going to be adults only. Or, I mean, if the characters weren't, there's the junior version, but that's not very fun. It's very school oriented, and the last thing you want is your kid to come home from school just to play, well, more school. The junior version was basically made for, say if I'm a mother who plays the game, the kid has a place to go to where I can visit every once in a while. But yeah, 3-minute warning for 3-minute ad, so time for me to go for about a 5 or 6 minute break. Be back soon. Yee. Am back. Yay. I really do appreciate having all this time to do things. I think afternoons are actually going to be better streams for me. I just gotta make sure that everyone else that needs to know knows, so that like Because I feel that mornings are the time where everyone's like getting ready to do stuff. And night is usually when people are winding down. I think afternoon time is actually a good time. Just a lot of sound activity though during the day where you don't get that as often at night. So, you know, you take what you can, you know? But yay. It's a decent test. Honestly, just kind of, you know, vibe stuff. I don't think we're gonna go the full 2 hours though. I think a little bit longer's fine. Actually, an hour's fine for just this little test. I think we've gone for what would be just, you know, to get something out there for the week. Maybe I'll do another one of these afternoon ones on the days where I know I'm gonna be left here, you know, home by myself without having to be the quote bio droid to babysit the pupper. Like actually free to do whatever days. Maybe I'll make those stream days. I don't get them often where I'm just like nobody here to interrupt me, nothing to really do. Those might be Sunday streams though, because a lot of the times my Sundays are hecking empty. That might be a good me time thing. Sundays and Mondays. Days when everyone else is busy. I just don't do Monday nights because I have my shows I like to watch. WWE mostly. I mean, this week's been jam-packed full of wrestling stuff. And I probably would have watched NXT if I wasn't busy supporting Frozen Traveler. You know what? They were going for 24 hours, but they got 17, and I'm proud. So oh, they're not in chat, but will it still shout them out proper? Yay! He did. Thank you, Stream Elements. Like definitely, if you have the chance, any of you who watch this, like, go check them out when they're streaming, because they're so lovely. They're doing their best. But that probably won't be for at least keep up on their VODs. I'd like to plug my friends as much as possible. They probably won't. They're probably gonna be off streaming this month. That's why they did the 17-hour stream that was meant to be 24, but they they got a little rundown. So yeah, check their VODs, find their social media. Did I have the social thing set up for my social media? No, I did not. Huh. That said 11th month subscriber on my thing when I hovered over it. That means my affiliate anniversary is coming soon. Wait a minute. Did I just discover a little Easter egg to find out how long my channel's been affiliate?
Neat.
Because that's the thing, as the owner of a Twitch channel, is your account, once you become affiliate, it's automatically subscribed to your channel, so you can use all your subscriber emotes and things. Like, that's just part of the system. It's only the 2-month badge because I've yet to make the other badges. I might sketch up some things to now that I'm getting better with Ibis Paint and I can use selections to make shapes and stuff. It'll take a while to build my channel. I mean, that 2-month badge is just a photo I took for took in Koikatsu of my character. So technically I could have little cutesy badges made just in Koikatsu. I mean, I'm using it to be my background for this chatting stuff.
Yeah, potentially.
Like, there's so much potential. Just trying to, you know, do stuff that feels like the right way, the right medium, based on my skill level. And again, if I practice other mediums, I'll eventually get better. I just have to keep trying, you know? It's never too late to try. The only real loss is giving up. So, yeah, I might be not so good at drawing, but I mean, I drew a couple of my emos. The teacup, the hand brick, the chibi gyaru. I drew those. Like, hell, I drew the hecking channel points ticket. Little voucher token. And the other ones are just like artworks from like friends and acquaintances. Although the bear was made exactly the way my real teddy bear was. It was a blank teddy bear, and I drew a suit on it. So that one, I literally looked up a teddy bear template, so that it's like pure white, and then I drew a suit. It's my little Slender Bear. Although for tags I call it Cuddle Bear because, yes, it's meant to be a reference to the faceless Slenderman, but I didn't want to write Slender Bear because people might misinterpret for things. I still think it's really cute. Easy to bear. which is a cute little bear. He's in a suit. He has no face. But I mean, a lot of dolls in ancient times were that way. Dolls, all kinds of stuffed animals. There was no face because the face could be interpreted as intimidating or you know, there's like the eyes like just like sucking the soul in. So it has no eyes. It has no face. It is what it is. Anyways, a blank face lets you project whatever emotion you want onto it instead of having some fakey fake smile or aggressive eyes. You express whatever emotion you need onto it. It is a blank bear. Lee, I love my little emotes. I still have to make more. Again, I've only been affiliate for almost a year. I'm still learning the ins and outs of everything.
Yeah.
But you know what? I've talked around and there's a lot of people who just enjoy what I do. And I appreciate every single one of them. Like, any fan that thinks they're being annoying, I don't think it's true. I don't think it's true. Like, I may get annoyed sometimes, but 85% of the time, that's just my default mood. Like, I do come across as annoying to a lot of people. And usually if I'm annoyed, it's usually not by any specific person. It's just by generally what's going on in my life. And if anyone does something mildly annoying, that's just putting pressure on what's already happening in my head. So don't feel bad if I get a little snippy or I'm having, you know, one of my anger issue days. It's not entirely your fault. My annoyance and anger comes from multiple people, not just one. So you can be my absolute bestie best friend, like Doseki. But if I'm having a bad day, I want nothing to do with him. Because I don't want to be the person who snaps on him because, like, I can be one of the meanest people out there, and I don't mean to be, because there's a lot of people that I like in this world, and I want to be the kindest, sweetest, you know, Chieri, like, you're very kind, wants to help everybody. But if I'm already aggressively annoyed, just the slightest poke or prod unintentionally might throw me into a spiral. And I do my best to hold it together. You know, straw that broke the camel's back and all that. I'm doing alright, I think. Again, I'm actually throwing myself off a little bit having this stream so early. But it feels right, you know? I just felt a window of time that, you know, is usually a lull in everything else around me. And it felt right. But yeah, right now I think we're gonna go right off into someone else. I eventually gotta fix that for your model, because it looks like going from one scene to another, it looks like you go from I mean, I guess it's an ironic projection that you go to being right next to me to freaking blue skidooed into the freaking monitor.
Yeah.
You know what? It's funny.
Yeah. Well, it's a carryover of the visual streams.
Yep. It is. It's kind of funny though. So yeah, let me just go over and see if we've got anyone. Because, you know, especially with us surprise numbers that we have, we don't want to go into anyone that's too high up. But also someone we usually recognize. Ba ba ba. You know, we're just gonna raid into knives. You know, friend of a friend such situation. Just playing Persona. So yeah, have a good afternoon, and I mean, I'll keep on my outro, but I'll add a little something extra. Dream big, and have a good time.